So today I'm going to be discussing the names of God. So have any of you ever had a nickname? So one time I went to Hangout Fest and this girl that was at another school came up to me and she said, "Hey Lauren Taylor," and I paused and I was very confused. And then one of my other friends came up to me and she said, "Hey LT, what's up? How you doing?" So the difference between the two girls is one knew me and one knew about me. And a lot of the time we can get this type of confusion about God as well because we don't really know who He is and we don't take time to look into His names. And so I've had the privilege to learn about the names of God in a Bible study for the past semester, and today I'm going to talk about 3 names of God, and they are Yahweh, which means the great I am, Elohim, which means He is the creator, and then Adonai, which means Lord or Master. So the first time that Yahweh was mentioned in the Bible was whenever Moses approached the burning bush. And he was actually speaking to Yahweh. And Moses came to him and he was afraid because God had commanded him to go to Pharaoh and asked him to take the Israelites out of slavery. And they've been in slavery for 434 years. But he was afraid. But the name Yahweh, it's translated in Greek to meaning I am. And so all you have to do is put I am and then a blank. But what he meant was I am always with you. And that's something that we can take comfort in for us, is that God is always going to be with us. He always has been, He always is, and He always will be. And in the Bible, in Psalm 21, it says, "God will answer you on the day of your crash, and the name of the God of Jacob will put you securely on high." And in this text, it means capital L, capital O, capital R, capital D. And when you see that in Scripture, it is referring to I am, Yahweh. And so He is there to comfort, to help, and to guide us, and He will never leave us, ever, ever, ever. So the second name of God I'm going to talk about is Elohim, which means He is the creator. And you've always heard like God created the heavens and the earth, but we often forget that God created each one of us and that He loves us for who we are and the purpose that He has provided for us to be here. And it talks about Elohim in Isaiah 43. But what this means, though, is that God, since He's the creator, He is powerful and He is mighty and He is the Most High. And this name of God is referring to is El Elyon, which means that there is no one above Him. And that we can take comfort in that, because when we're facing circumstances or situations that may discourage us, we can remember that these were created, even if they're by evil. Like, we can take comfort that God will use everything for His good and that He will make the best come for us because He created us and He loves us. So God, He can limit things, He thwarts things, and it also allows some things to happen, but everything if you are called according to His purpose, He can bring those out to love. And so when we understand the sovereignty of God, we also remember that He also gave us Jesus. And what the name Adonai is actually referring to Jesus. And what it means is that He is Lord and He is Master. And some people might take that and kind of be like, oh, so we have to hail Jesus, whatever. No, it's actually meaning like He is our Master, and His display is that He loves us and He came to serve us. And so just as He created us for love, He came as love. According to my Bible study teacher, the word Adonai, which means Lord, is used 340 times in the Old Testament. And so, therefore, when we call on the name Adonai, we go to Him for safety and comfort, and in Him alone that we can find rescue and peace. And so, have you ever heard the song, He's got the whole world in His hands? Because literally everything that happens to us has to filter through God's hands, and not even the good and the bad. And so, but what Adonai indicates, it's actually indicating a relationship. And so as Christians, we are actually having conversations with prayer, and we're continually going to God for help and for comfort, because He is the ultimate source. He is the God Most High. So, in conclusion, God is still on the move. He's here to make His name known, and He's here to reclaim His children, and He's here to fulfill His kingdom. And for all those who are called and that want to walk through His gate that He provides. So it's a blessing to be able to study the names of God and to be able to learn about it. A lot of people don't get that opportunity. So I've had a privilege to get to tell you about that. And just that we have a great God, and He's got some wonderful characteristics, and He's very beautiful, and He's amazing. And so that is the end. Thank you.